I have been struggling with the driver lately, and I'm willing to try anything. On today's video, we're gonna try a new club from PXG. Could it be the secret weapon? Well, it's named that. We're gonna find out if I can hit more fairways, if I can be more consistent, and if I can still do all of that without sacrificing a ton of distance. What makes mini drivers so popular nowadays, we've seen it with the TaylorMade, we've seen Callaway release one, now PXG, is the fact that it's kind of in between a driver and a 3-wood. The reason pros hit 3-woods, it's not because they're hitting them off the deck and trying to get to par 5s in 2 with them. They're using them off the tees just to hit more fairways, especially in pressure situations. And I think a lot of amateurs can also benefit from this technology because it's so much easier to play good golf from the fairway, lower your scores rather than if you're out chasing balls in the woods. The misses are just a little bit less. The benefit is you can hit this one off the deck just like a 3-wood. On today's video, we're gonna test all of that: distance, forgiveness, workability, and more. Now, there is one glaring miss here from PXG, and I'm gonna discuss it later in the video, but I do think this is a contender to go in my bag. Let's take a closer look at this PXG secret weapon. All right, here's the closer look here at the PXG secret weapon. As you can see, carbon crown here, you've got a titanium face. By the way, this is a 300cc driver, so again, kind of sits between 3-wood and driver in the bag. You've got 4 adjustable weights here, and this is something that we're gonna talk about a little bit deeper on course, but 2 of these weights are 15 grams, 2 are 2.5 grams, and you can adjust these to get different shot characteristics. Now, we've got an adjustable hosel here, so you can actually change the loft and lie of this club. This one is at 13 degrees. Stock from PXG. Now, I've got this paired with a Tensei 65-gram stiff flex from Mitsubishi, and I put a medium grip on here. Great thing about PXG are there are a ton of different options for grips and shafts. Some of them are going to be an upcharge, but there are plenty of shafts on the PXG site that are going to be stock and standard at the $449 retail price of this driver. The shape of this driver really set up for aerodynamics and for maximum MOI. I think it's just a great form factor where if you're struggling with the driver, you've got something that hopefully be a little bit more consistent for you out on the course. We'll be testing all that here. Let's get to work. All right, first test here with the secret weapon. I'm pretty pumped. This is a long straightaway par 5. Really what you need here is accuracy. So we'll be testing accuracy. We're gonna be testing distance. I've got my Garmin G80 to give us a little launch data, as well as show you exactly how far these go out there. With this club, it should be a little longer than my 3-wood. And so, you know, my 3-wood's about a 245, 250 club. My driver can be anywhere from about 260 to 270 if I really hit it. Sometimes maybe a little more if there's wind behind us, but right now we've actually got a pretty calm, still day. So we should get some really accurate distances. I'd love to see this in the 250 to 260 range would be ideal, but let's see where it finishes. All right, looking down at this one, you got a nice gloss finish, very clean, little carbon peeking through, those stripes there at the end. Really nice alignment with this club. Ooh, just scooted past that tree. That's actually gonna be running. Left side of the fairway, we should be good. Now I hit that one off the toe. Club head speed was 98, ball speed was 145, smash 148. For a toe shot, that is extremely good smash factor. The estimated carry was 232. I think it's gonna be out there in that 250 range we were looking for with that rollout. I'm gonna try to hit one a little closer to the middle of the face here though, on shot number 2. Again, looking like left center of the fairway. There's actually a bunker out there. That one carried a little bit further and we might be in it, but I'll tell you what, I wouldn't be sad if we were, because that would say that we've gotten some pretty good distance out of this one. My club head speed there was 100, ball speed 146, smash 147, again, a really good number. Estimated carry 235. Let's go find out where they finished. So, first thing I liked right there was sound and feel. This thing has a real pop to it. Feel is nice and compressed. In terms of off-center hits, we're getting a little bit of a forgiveness test here on our first test because that first one was toe side for sure. The second was a little bit more center, but still a little bit towards that toe as well. And as you can see, those balls finished basically on the same line. So if we're talking about consistency, I love seeing that sort of thing. And again, didn't hit that ball on the same part of the club face, but they're right next to each other. Let's see how far they went. All right, so this one, again, my first shot, very poorly struck off the toe, 225. Second ball, still here in the fairway, a little short of the trap, but also in the fairway. And this one rolled out to 234. So for 2 pretty poor shots, we'll take those results. All right, so as you can see, I've been using a mini driver in my bag, been using the TaylorMade lately. because I love hitting it off the deck. And the relief that they build into the sole here gives it a little bit better turf interaction than a driver, which is very difficult to hit off the deck. Let's see how we do here with the Secret Weapon. It does set up nice and flat on the grass here. That is dead straight. Just a tight little draw there. Might have been better than my drives, to be quite honest with you. We're gonna measure the distance there, but let's hit one more. It felt good. That one was dead off the toe. And that one's probably gonna land right side of the fairway. It's not gonna be as long, but I mean, this is where I hit that. And for the result we got, I'm pretty stoked. Let's go find out. Again, just want you to take a look at consistency here on two very different shots. One was pretty much dead middle of the club face. Second one was way extreme off the toe. And I'm probably 12 to 15 yards from the other shot. So this one landed 218 and we're in the rough. So obviously it lost a little bit of rollout, but a shot like that could have easily been in the trees or yanking left. I'm loving the forgiveness I'm seeing out of this one. But this was a really excellent shot here, dead middle of the fairway. And like I said, we squeaked down some pretty good distance. 229 is the number. If I can get a little better, deeper contact there and get this ball a little higher in the air, it's gonna roll a lot further as well. So let's head to the next test. All right, next test here. I'm gonna really try to amp up the swing speed and see if we can get max distance out of the Secret Weapon. Let's go down the left side of the fairway. Club head speed was 102, ball speed 150, smash 147, and the estimated carry 244. I didn't quite get the peak height though, so I'm actually gonna tee this one up just a touch higher. I've kind of been teeing it at 3-wood height. Let's see if we get a little more lift here with the tee up a bit. We did, but I pushed that one off to the right. See if it got past the trees up there because it was drawing, but club head speed was 98, ball speed 144, smash 147, estimated carry there 229. And there we go. That should give us a good idea of what the Secret Weapon has. Club head speed was 98, ball speed 145, smash 147, estimated carry 231, but that one definitely had a much more penetrating ball flight there. Should be our best in terms of distance. Let's find out if we can get to that 250 mark. That's the goal. All right, first one here is just off the fairway. In terms of distance, we also squeaked down some decent distance, 238. This is our best one over here. That one I caught really dead middle. So again, with the kind of a flat day in terms of wind, this is gonna give me a really good idea of what the Secret Weapon can do in real conditions. We're marching up here. Let's see if we hit 250, we're close. We're right at 249, so close. That's about where I'd like to be. And again, if I can get that swing speed up a little bit more, I think we'll be fine. Now that second ball, we might actually hit the 250 mark with because it did seem to clear those trees. And again, for a swing that my swing path was all kinds of wrong there, I could have been in a lot worse place. And yes, we did. So definitely some decent distance out of this one at 254. And again, nice clear shot. We're about 5 yards here off the fairway. So all in all, loving the forgiveness, loving the distance. I'm not swinging it well, and I'm still in very playable spots. All right, so a huge benefit, I think, of the Secret Weapon is this adjustability in the weight system. So you've got 4 weights. 2 of these weights are gonna be 15-gram weights, and 2 of them are 2.5-gram weights. And you can literally move that weight around in order to dial in the proper shot shape for you. I've been struggling lately losing shots left. And what I've done in setting this one up is I've moved more weight towards the toe and more weight towards the back, which is going to prevent the club face flipping over and causing a hook. That's what we don't want. Now, if you're the opposite and you are a person that struggles with maybe fading the ball or, God forbid, slicing the ball, you can move that weight from the toe down into the heel, and it's going to give you a little bit more draw bias. You can also create a little less spin by moving that heavy weight towards the front, or again, getting more MOI, more forgiveness, by moving the heavy weight to the back. So you got some different ways you can play with this. Highly recommend you get fitted in order to do this. And I said there was things kind of missing with the Secret Weapon in the intro to this show. One of them is this, the adjustment tool. For some reason, at least mine did not get shipped with this wrench, and I think that's kind of a miss, especially if PXG is talking about how you can adjust this to your needs. You kind of need one of these. I get that it's an extra cost, but you know, you're paying good money for a driver. Why not include that? So that's one miss. The second miss for me is, if you can see this, you don't really know out of the box which weight is the 2.5 and which weight is the 5. Now, the only way that I figured this out was literally by taking a couple of these weights off, and you can see one says 15 grams on there. So you can kind of feel it in your hands as well. It's pretty clear once you have them out, but it'd be nice if that was printed on the front just to make it a little bit easier for folks, especially for those who don't have great eyesight. All right, so this test is gonna be the workability test. Before I show you that, let me show you this. I kind of learned this by accident because when I was unboxing this club in my office, I took the head cover off, stuck it down, and a knife got stuck to this. This is a magnet. So they've thought of everything at PXG. And I suppose that magnet, so you can throw that on your cart and you're not gonna get the head cover wet. Little details like that, I do really love. All right, so on this shot, I'm gonna see if I can take it over that tree with a bit of a fade to it. This is a hole I'd probably draw most likely, but we're testing workability just to see if we can move this club left and right on command. Very straight. But I'll tell you what, I was losing those a little left, so I'll take that, but let me see if I can adjust my swing path a touch here. And there you go. That's got some nice bend to it, left to right. I broke that tee. That shot was so powerful. And we'll try to see if we can pull that off one more time. Again, nice little left to right fade on that one. And I actually, again, continue to hit these ones off the toe, but still being able to get some movement. That bodes well for workability. All right, it's time to rank this driver now. All right, so as you know, I like to rank clubs on 5 criteria. First one's distance. In terms of distance, I think this does exactly what a good low handicap player is going to want. You're gonna get enough distance, especially if you can generate your own club head speed, somewhere between the 3-wood and the driver. So for me, does what it says on the tin. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Next is gonna be forgiveness. This is where I really think the secret weapon shines. I gotta give it a full 5 out of 5 for forgiveness. I hit a ton of shots here off the toe. I hit shots that probably should have been in the rough on that first hole that weren't. On that second hole, I hit some shots that, again, could have been deep into the woods and we were just off the fairway a couple of yards. So really love the forgiveness I'm seeing on the secret weapon. In terms of workability, I think we showed right there that you can move the ball on command. For me, I'm gonna go ahead and give it again 4.5 out of 5 stars. Really liked what I saw there. In terms of aesthetics, looks, feel, and sound, full 5 out of 5 for me. And it's the first time I think I've done that with a PXG driver, because generally I'm not a huge fan of the sound and feel. They feel very stiff, PXG drivers generally, but this one has, again, nice compressed feel. The looks and the sound are perfect. In terms of value, I'm gonna give it 4 out of 5. It's not going to be the $600, $650 drivers that we're seeing out there. And the fact that you can get a lot of utility out of this club, not only as a driver, but as we showed, going off the deck, it works like a 3-wood off the fairway. I think you get a lot for your money. You're gonna use this club more than you're gonna use a normal driver. So I do think value is very high. 4 out of 5 there from me. So here's the score down here on the bottom of your screen. I enjoyed this club immensely. Highly recommend you go and get fit for it, get those weights adjusted to your specs, get the right shaft in it, and this thing will be your secret weapon. Hope you enjoyed this one. Hit that like and subscribe button. I'll catch you back here next time on another edition of Let's Play Through.